Hi everyone, hope all of you are fine and good at your home, and hope that you all are studying also. Okay, in this video, we will basically discuss introduction to the reproduction chapter, role of the DNA in this in the reproduction, what is the necessity of reproduction itself, and all these aspects related to the reproduction, which is very important. The NCERT, they have basically discussed in the first page itself, first two paragraphs on this particular topic. A lot of students, after studying this chapter, they actually don't understand the importance of reproduction or the importance of the DNA in the reproduction process. So today in this topic, we will discuss basically the importance of DNA and its role in reproduction. Yeah, as I told you before in the previous video, the most wonderful molecule in this entire universe is DNA. Why? Because our own existence is based on this wonderful molecule. Okay, DNA, of course, the full form of DNA is deoxyribonucleic acid. DEOXY, deoxy. Ribo, RIBO, ribo. Nucleic, NUCLEIC, nucleic acids. Of course, ACIDS. If properly, actually the full form is number 2-deoxyribonucleic acid. That much still no one just remember that. Full form of DNA is deoxyribonucleic acid. Now DNA, I told you, is very important. Why? Because it's a blueprint of your body. Blueprint, for example, for example, a businessman wants to open a factory or build something, a building. Definitely will approach an engineer, right? And he will ask the engineer to prepare a plan, isn't it? Blueprint of the building. Okay, so the engineer will build a blueprint of the building. Okay, basically it will be is the plan on how to build this building and what all areas it will be there, like that. So that is the blueprint. In the same way, the DNA molecule is actually blueprint of your body. It actually is complete our body structure, everything, our facial color, our eyes color, our facial hair, our everything in our organism is actually commanded by the DNA. Okay, DNA is the blueprint of your body. Okay, so you might be asking now, sir, our DNA came from our parents, right? Then why we are a little bit different from them? We are not exact copies of them. Yes, you are not exact copy. Your DNA is not actually, actually your parents' DNA. It's actually a mixture of your parents' DNA. So because of that, what happens? Variation happens. I told you, variation, difference in the DNA, right? So I will speak about that. Don't worry if you don't know. Okay. So hope that you understood the importance of DNA. Okay. So here. So now you understood the importance of DNA and what is the role of DNA in our body. Now, always one basic things which I want to tell you all, because people should be thorough with this. Each cell in your body contains DNA. Now, don't think that the entire body contains only one DNA. No, each cell. How many cells you have? Uncountable cells. Each cell in its nucleus has DNA, and each cell in your body has DNA copies. Okay, so don't think that you have only one DNA. Each cell has one DNA. If you say that way. Okay, now DNA alone cannot do work. Okay, DNA alone cannot do reproduction. Okay, with the DNA, certain other molecules are also involved. See, just imagine a company run by a boss. Of course, boss alone cannot do all the work, right? Boss needs other staff members, right? Other members in the company who can work for him, right? In the same way, DNA alone cannot do all the work. So DNA is like a boss. Okay, it stays inside well protected place where nucleus, and it makes other molecules to work for it. Okay, for that he DNA, sorry, not me. DNA is capable of producing such workers, so-called workers. Okay, they are not called workers. For easy understanding, only I told. Okay, so DNA actually makes RNA. Okay, RNA is very similar molecule. Okay, RNA is made by DNA. Then RNA carries the message from the DNA and makes protein. Okay. Now these proteins are the major working things inside the cell. Your cell is actually, see, enzyme is nothing but protein, hormones is nothing but protein mixed with cofactors. So your body have a lot of proteins, right? So all these are because of the DNA. DNA is not there, definitely RNA will not be there, and RNA is not there means protein also will not be there. Okay, so DNA never comes out of the nucleus, it stays in the nucleus, well protected. Okay, it is the command center, center, headquarters. Okay, from the DNA, of course, RNA is prepared. RNA comes out of the nucleus and it goes to the ribosome. And from the ribosome, what happens? Protein is prepared. Okay, fine. Understood this particular point? Okay, so this is the basic function of very function which is very important for the reproduction, and this is very crucial. If you're not understanding this, you might read and get marks for board exam. The real thing, the knowledge, right? That you should get it right. So I'll share my screen and please stay focused. Now see here. Let me select my color. So this molecule here is nothing but your DNA. Okay, here, this one. DNA is like a helical structure, double helical structure actually. So you can see one strand, right? See one strand. This is another strand. Okay, so that's why it's called double helix. Okay, anyway, this is your DNA molecule, the command center. Now see the arrow mark. DNA is the molecules which prepares RNA. See the structure of RNA. Now in this standard not required structure, but just understand RNA. See only one strand. Only one strand. Okay. So DNA basically prepares or synthesizes RNA. Now RNA basically goes and synthesizes protein. Okay. Now this protein is the molecule which takes care of your body, right? Enzymes, hormones, your entire skin also contains a lot of proteins included in it, right? Every function in your body actually is based on protein. Okay, so proteins are very, very important. Proteins are building block, okay, of life, right? So DNA prepares RNA, RNA prepares protein. So you hope you understood the connection between DNA and protein. Because of DNA, only protein is prepared. Okay, now this is very important. Okay, then only you will understand the importance of DNA. Now, as now you understood that, let me erase this one second. Uh, now you understood, right? So this DNA prepares RNA, RNA prepares protein, right? Now, see, for example, um, oh no, not you, a particular organism, say mice, okay, a mice. A mice, say for example, uh, went near a nuclear reactor. In a nuclear reactor, nuclear radiation will be there, and it was exposed to nuclear reaction, nuclear radiation. So what will happen? DNA is very vulnerable to nuclear reactions. So the DNA molecules actually what happens? It starts to break. Okay, and mutation happens. Means this particular sequence changes, this particular area changes because of because of the radiation. DNA itself changes. When the DNA changes, the protein prepared will be different protein, isn't it? Not like before, right? So because DNA, if DNA is changed, definitely RNA will change. If RNA is changed, protein will be changed. If the protein is changed, it might actually kill the organism. Are you getting my point? That's why people die because of radiation. When the nuclear bomb explodes, right? People die not because of the heat released by the nuclear bomb, but the radiation exposed. This radiation actually changes our DNA. The DNA changes our body functioning alters because of the altering of protein. Okay, hope you understood this. This much detail is not required. Just understand this at the 10th standard level. DNA actually controls the entire body. It makes protein indirectly. Okay, and this protein is a what is makes your body functional, right? Okay, now I'm going to discuss one very interesting and very interesting example, okay, of adaptation. Now I will correlate that particular story with our importance of the DNA. Okay, and fine. So one statement I just want to make before entering into that story. So the DNA actually changes little bit while reproducing. When a cell replicates, when a cell divides, okay, actual DNA changes a little bit. Okay, fine. Sometimes the change is very little, sometimes the change is very big. When the change is very big, the cell dies. Okay, but the change is very little, it can survive. That's why we all are different from our parents. Okay, that is also one reason. Okay, so understand that particular point. Okay, now I'm going to share one story. Just relax. Okay, don't be afraid of anything. Just relax, feel comfortable. Okay, fine. So I'm going to share my 1 second. Okay, so let me share my screen and we'll start the story. Yeah. So here, so picture in front of you, right? So picture of let me select the pen color, right? Let it be okay here. Yeah. Now see here. Actually, how many moth you can see? Tell me. How many moth you can see? One, two, three, four, five. Okay. At first instant, how many moth you saw? Be truthful. Okay, me myself, right? I saw only one moth. See here, right? So there's one moth here. What's the color of this moth? Dark black color, right? Now here, actually one more moth is present. See, to see clearly, you will understand. There's one more moth present here. All right. Now this moth is actually nearly invisible, isn't it? Compared to this moth, right? Now, actually, both these moth are same species, pepper moth they are called. Actually, what happened? Okay, in Britain before Industrial Revolution. Okay, Industrial Revolution, you know, right? A lot of industries were built up, and it caused a lot of pollution. Now, Industrial Revolution happened during 1810s, 1820s, that time. Okay, so this picture was taken before Industrial Revolution. Okay, so this tree actually, you can see white spots here, isn't it? These white spots are nothing but lichens. Okay, and these lichens actually are very sensitive to pollution, and they actually had white color. Okay, so this particular species of pepper moth, actually the phenotype, the body color was white, which was perfect color to blend with the background, because background is also white. So naturally, this particular moth had white color, which actually made it very adaptable or very survivable in this particular background, because the background itself is white. Okay, now, so you understood before Industrial Revolution, see, there were moths which were nearly invisible, and there were moths which are visible, very visible. And what happened actually, these predators like birds and all, they were easily were able to see this black color moth, and they were easily picked up by the birds. So these black color birds were not able to survive. Okay. Now why this moth had black color? Again, because of change in the DNA. Each generation there was variation, change in the DNA which caused that particular change. Understood? Now you might be thinking that's a disadvantage, right? These moths are dying. So wait. Now I'll show you the picture after industrialization. This is before industrialization. So before industrialization, what happened? White moth were very happy because they were invisible, perfect camouflage. But the black color, dark color moth, they had the problem because they have completely different color and they were easily picked by the birds and predators. Now I'll share the picture after industrialization. So after industrialization, what happened? Lot of pollution happened. Lot of pollution killed the lichens. Okay, and even darkened the tree. Now see here. Let me select. Yeah. Now again we have two modes here. One is white color as before, and one is black color. Okay. Now tell me which one has advantage and which one have disadvantage. Definitely this black color has advantage now because it can blend completely with the background. Now this white moth, which once was very successful in its life, is right now completely out of league because easily birds can come and pick it up because of failure in the camouflage. Right? Now see, because of the industrial revolution, this white moth were completely taken up. But again, this black moth, when reproduced, was able to produce white moth also, and as well as black moth. So still white moth were coming out. And after the industrial revolution, when the pollution decreased, again this white moth came into existence more in number. Now, what basic thing you should understand? Because of this variation in the DNA, the organism was able to produce different color, phenotype, color feature, which made it to survive in the change in the environment. Because environment is not in our control. Okay. See, we can control a lot of things, but the environment is not in our control. So because of this change in the DNA, sometimes the organism can survive in the change because of the change in the environment. Here, why the environment changed? Industrial revolution. Because industrial revolution, a lot of pollution came out. Because of pollution, the tree got no completely filled with black color. So the white colored tree became black colored tree. And because of that, black moth accidentally was able to survive because of the camouflage. Poor white color were not able to survive. So this variation is always important. Now this is the bottom line for evolution. Okay, now this is one generation, right? Just imagine plenty of generation. The changes will be very high, and that's how a new species is born. Understood? If I'm confusing you, go back to the video, again listen to me again from the beginning. Okay, the bottom point is nothing but the DNA actually changes in each generation. Okay, when the DNA reproduce, see for reproduction, of course, one cell, one second, let me stop this share and I will share another background. Yeah, see in the background you can see a cell is reproducing. When a cell reproduce, basically what happens? The nucleus also reproduce, right? It also becomes two. So one cell is becoming two, right? Now one cell, the mother cell, of course, the DNA, the nucleus also divides and is given to, copied and given to the next cell, right? Isn't it? What the nucleus contains? DNA, right? Right. So DNA alone cannot do all the functions, so it has to be copied all the RNA and proteins required for that cell. Right now this particular reproduction here, the DNA produced from the mother cell to the daughter cell is not exact. That's what my point is. The DNA has a little bit variation, okay, a little bit change, which is actually required. If there's no change in the DNA, we all will be exactly same copies. You will be like exactly like your father or mother. You will be, everyone will be like clone. But that's not the case, right? And that is good actually. Okay, because this variation makes us to survive in this difficult environment. Sometimes this variation goes too much far and actually the organism dies. Sometimes variation is very less, sometimes variation can be very large. If the variation becomes very large, it's very unlucky for that particular organism because it cannot survive. So variation is always happening in the reproduction. So that is the link which I want to connect in you. When an organism reproduce, the DNA which is copied to the new organism, it's actually is not exact copy. It is actually a little bit variation will be is there. Okay. Now, for whoever wants to know that example, that's industrial melanism, example for adaptation. I just want to, if you want to refer any other story. So understood this. So DNA is very important. DNA is the molecule which makes RNA and protein. DNA also copies itself while reproducing. DNA actually copies by with little variation, with little bit changes, which actually sometimes is good for the organism. Sometimes good for the organism. If the variation is too much high, definitely it will lead to the death of the organism. I know these things are new things. It might be little bit difficult for you to understand. So please rewatch this video and understand this topic. Okay. So stay home, stay safe. Anurag signing out.